Hello and welcome to the Who Let Dad Near a Mic podcast, episode 2.
Or as Dad likes to call it, the Who Let podcast near a mic.
Well, can't all be perfect like you, can we now, Kian? Eh?
The Who Let Dad near a podcast microphone. Here we go. Right,
Okay.
We're back after Dad's America trip.
Woo!
I'm sure. Do you wanna tell our loyal viewers all about your America trip?
I got on an aeroplane, went to America, saw football, ate loads of food, and the Cardinals lost. So yeah, a bit depressing, but to be there, it's fantastic. I mean, like they do it properly out there. So we'll talk on football later. Kian's now official Seahawks fan, apparently, guys. So feel free to give him as much grief for Seattle, the gay capital of the USA.
It's right fitting that my dad goes to America with his tubby build and the amount of sugar and fat food they consume.
I must admit, Chili's does the best burger. I think Five Guys not bad compared to that. I think In-N-Out Burger was a lot better than Five Guys, what we have over here. So anyway,
Five Guys is too expensive.
it is very expensive. Let's touch on some subjects today. Kian, we love West Ham, don't we? Well, sometimes, yeah. You took your friend to the game at the weekend. We'll give a shout out to little Asda. You know, he loves me so much. So, what we'll do, Kian, we'll let you open up today about the West Ham game.
I'm not going to open up about my feelings.
Open up.
I'm just going to open up about the West Ham game.
I said open up, not come out the closet.
Open up. Okay, so opening up about the West Ham game. I mean, we didn't deserve to lose. We didn't deserve to win either. It was one of them games, could have swung either way. And Villa being on the streak that they're on, it was always going to end up like that, especially the last 15 minutes. Villa brought on subs who just completely outclassed our team. Because Nuno decided not to make subs. We had tired legs all over the pitch. Villa outran us for the last 15. And after their third goal went in, we were just never going to get back into the game.
And touching on that third goal, it was a good goal by Morgan Rogers, wasn't it? Areola didn't have much of a chance saving that, to be fair.
That was a good goal. Just things like that you can't control. I mean, someone arguably should have closed them down. Bit of poor defending, but it's just a shame. If you lose like that, you lose like that. It is what it is. But if we made changes earlier on, I think the game could have ended completely differently.
So as we're touching on defences there, and you are a big fan, as our last podcast shouted out, that Mavropanos is one of your favourites, although you want to sell him, because he is hit and miss. How unfortunate was it today when Watkins seemingly completely missed the ball and Mavropanos sends one top corner for his head?
It's so unlucky. You've seen 3 identical own goals in this game week. Mavropanos being one of them. What can he do? Literally, Watkins has gone up from the header. The ball's missed his head, hit Mavropanos on the face, and then just curved into the goal. And like I said, yeah, that's happened 2 other times this game week already. So just one of those weeks for football, I think.
That was Voltemada. Who was the other one, Ken? I don't remember seeing it. So.
Voltemada, Mavropanos, and I can't remember who the other one was.
Okay, we'll just go with 2 for now.
There was 3. I'm telling you, there was 3.
Yeah. Well, what Voltemada's was a winning goal as well, wasn't it, against Sunderland? So that must have hurt the Newcastle fans quite a bit.
Alistair, that's not something you want to happen, especially in a massive, probably their biggest game of the season against Sunderland.
The North East Derby, yeah.
And to do something like that, I'm sure Dad wasn't happy. I'm pretty sure you've got him in your FPL.
I have.
Yeah.
Yep. Was not a great
proper poacher's finish, to be fair to him, but he was on the wrong end of the pitch.
Quality goal. Right, so we'll just touch on our poor defending at West Ham. Again, it's a game where West Ham fans alike on the internet are coming out and saying a nearly, shoulda, coulda game. Those aren't ones that are going to get you 3 points. They ain't even getting you a point at the minute. So we look at defence. Now, obviously, West Ham are scoring goals, which is struggling to recently. Somerville's back. Bowen seems to be in a little bit of form. But are we going to have to invest in January defence, or are you going to go with a new striker or a bit of both? What's your opinion on that, Ken?
Well, I think the defence we've got is competent enough to do it in this league, especially under Nuno. It seems that Tadebo's found his form, and I think him and Mavropanos at the back are playing well together. Obviously, better compared to what we've had in the past. It's not the greatest defence of West Ham's history, but for now, I think it's going to do. Like I said, Tadebo's found his form. Mavropanos isn't making many silly defence mistakes, like he used to. The own goal he can have avoided, like I said. I think as we are for now, I don't see any point in us going too big in January because the squad we have are competent enough to stay up.
Yeah, but we do lose Wan-Bissaka and Diouf at the end of this month to the African Cup of Nations. Don't forget. So that leaves us what what's his name, Walker Peters and Oliver Scholes when he comes back.
Yeah, and I don't see a problem in that. Walker Peters, when he's played this season, has been quality. I think he could. He stole Wan-Bissaka's place for a while, and then Ollie Scholes. Obviously, we know how good he can be in the Premier League. We've seen him play many times, and I don't see us having any issues with calling up maybe a few young players to cover their spots that were on the bench. But if we do invest in January, I just don't see who's out there that would fit West Ham at the minute.
Well, Thiago Silva has just been announced as a free agent from Fluminense. Would you take him? I know he's old, but would you take him just to shore up for 6 months, the last bit of the season?
Maybe, but I don't think he's got the legs for the Premier League anymore,
Mm.
especially as a centre back and how many goals we've been conceding. Yeah, he was good in the past, but I don't think he'd keep up with any player in the Premier League.
No, that's true. So we'll leave West Ham alone for a little bit. It's depressing enough having to talk about them as well as watch them. So while we're on the subject of Aston Villa, that was their 6th game in the Premier League, I believe, and 9 in all competitions without losing. That seems to be a hell of a run. They are putting themselves in with a chance at the title. I can't see them getting it, but it's nice to see them in the mix, up there. I think they're 4th or 5th in the league now. I think they may even be 3rd. I'll have to fact check that one first. But are Villa are the most informed team in the Premier League? Do you think they can challenge for Arsenal's title, or do you think it's between them and Arsenal and City?
Well, I hope Villa can challenge for the title because we need something new. Can't have Arsenal win the league and City win the league every year is boring. It's nice to see someone new up there with them. Of course, Sunderland are pushing for European spots as well, which is magnificent for a newly promoted team. But I hope Villa carry on their form and they push Arsenal all the way, push City all the way. You never know, they might win it, but we can only hope.
That is true. But you've also forgotten one thing there. The Eagles. They're flying high. I think they're 5th on a bit of a run themselves. That's a lofty position for them, especially with the squad they've got and the fact they play European football as well on a Thursday in the Conference League. Do you think that they'll hold on to that position, or do you think the big 6, or we'll say 5 because we can discount Spurs nowadays? Do you think the big 5 teams will push on? Think Liverpool will find form. United obviously are out of it. Chelsea are hit and miss. City and Arsenal look like they're running away with it. So do you think we're going to see a new top 4 if that features a Palace, a Villa, or even a Sunderland?
Yeah, we see this every few years now with football. The big 6, as they're known, have a drop off. I've seen Chelsea do it, United do it, Tottenham have gone through it. Arsenal went through it during the sort of lockdown times. It's always good seeing these teams come through, but I don't see them coming through and staying there because the big 6 somehow always find a way to bring themselves and resurrect from the bad times they do have. We say bad, they're still playing well, but bad for them.
Yeah, but they've got the money to do it. You're not going to see the likes of Palace, Sunderland, if they're in them situations, dig themselves out as well. And I've seen it with Brighton, get young talent in. But I can't foresee Tottenham getting in the top 4. Definitely not the top 6 this year, unfortunately, unless they win the the Champions League. And let's face it, that ain't happening. So while we're on the subject of Spurs not making the top 6, in my eyes, obviously, this is personally my eyes, their woes. Now, they've been through some top quality managers in the last few years. Mourinho, Conte, Nuno, obviously Big Ange. Everybody loved Big Ange because they won him a trophy. So, they're now turning on Thomas Frank. I don't know. Is it the players? You've got to start thinking of it. They've had top managers there. Are the players the problem now? Or do you think it's the lack of investment, as Spurs fans would say, from Daniel Levy?
I think the root of their problems is their deluded fan base, to be
Well,
honest.
yeah,
That is one big issue. They don't play well and they hate them. Along with that, yeah, their ownership's been poor. They haven't invested where they could have, and we've seen that at West Ham. We know how bad it is to have shit owners.
Mm-hmm.
But as it does at West Ham, as it does at any club, it doesn't excuse the performances on the pitch, and the players have to play up to standard if they want to compete for top 4 and the Europa League and in the Champions League. the players have to pick themselves up, take a look in the mirror, and realise that they're playing for Tottenham, who should be in the Champions League every season, realistically.
Well, I won't go that far.
They should be, for who they are. They should be in the Champions League most seasons. They need to realise where they are and sort of back up their ideas, because you can blame it on the manager, you can blame it on the ownership, but at the end of the day, the owners don't make the players play. They fund the players.
So do you think winning the Europa League barely against Man United last season is actually a curse for Spurs? And do you think they could have done without European football this year for the rebuild as such? Or do you think they needed this because they've got the state-of-the-art stadium, they've got a squad of players that should be able to compete on all levels?
I think they needed the Champions League, really, because I don't think any Spurs fan would be happy being out of Europe. But at the same time, for the rebuild, you don't want to be playing extra football every week with a new manager who's just come in. You want to be able to focus on the Premier League, build yourselves back up, and then qualify for Europe in the next season. So it's a bit of an awkward one, because they don't want to be outside of Europe, but at the same time, they just wanted to have a good rebuild season.
Okay, well, that's enough of talking about the Premier League, except we'll do a next week's fixtures. I've only done the 7 for the Saturday because I couldn't be bothered because I'm lazy, because there is only one game on the Sunday and one game on the Monday. So we'll go through, as we do, and predict the scores. First game, it's Newcastle at home against Chelsea. I think this could be an interesting game because neither team can consistently have the form they have. But I am going to go with a draw. I think it will be a score draw, maybe a 1-1. I can't position a lot of goals in this game because neither team. But then again, that's where shocks come in, and obviously, no, my luck, Chelsea will go up there and win 4-5-0. But I'm going 1-0 Newcastle, 1-1, sorry, Newcastle Chelsea.
I don't know. It's a difficult one to call. Newcastle want to bounce back from that performance, and Chelsea have shown that they can play brilliantly. Obviously, Cole Palmer's back, scoring. It's a tough one to call, but I'm going to go with a Chelsea win. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. Wolves, Brentford. Now, neither team. Well, we know Wolves aren't in form. They're keeping Brantham company. Again, we'll touch on that later, Kian. You're Brantham. But yeah, they're keeping Brantham company with a solid 2 points and 0 wins. But Brentford aren't exactly flying either. They drew 1-1 last night with Leeds, and Leeds are getting the results. But I don't rate Brentford as a side. I think we can see Wolves getting another point. I think they're going to go on to 3 points. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I think it's going to be goalless.
Neither team's great, but Wolves are shit. So, I just can't see Wolves getting a win or a point anytime soon. Just that game against Arsenal summed them up, really. The 90th minute equaliser, just for them to lose via 2 own goals. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to have to say 2-0 Brentford.
Okay. All right. The Dimension Derby, City versus West Ham. Our defence versus Haaland. It's going to be an absolute whitewash, I'm afraid. As much as I'd love to say we're going to go up there and beat City, I really can't see it. I know we have beaten them in the cup before, but this is a City with Haaland. I think it's going to be. I'm going to go 3-1 to City with Haaland and Foden scoring the goals.
Yeah, Nuno. He's shown that he's capable of managing sides who beat big clubs. He done it at Forest. But yeah, I agree. I can't see us being able to cope with City's attack, the way they've been playing Doku, Foden, Haaland, all the big names there. And then they've got probably one of the best defence in the world as well. Donnarumma in goal, players like Vardiol, Ruben Diaz. I just don't see us getting anything from the game, and I'm going to go 3-0 City.
Yep, I can't see the same either. Kieran, right, okay. Brighton at home against Sunderland. We all know Sunderland at home are fantastic. They're playing really well at home. Brighton are unpredictable, but I think I'm going to go with an away win. I think 2-1 Sunderland for me. I can't see anything else really. Maybe a draw, but I'm going to go with Sunderland. I think they're quality at the moment.
Is that Sunderland at home or Brighton at home?
Sunderland away, so Brighton at home.
Yeah, tough one to call. I mean, the Amex isn't exactly the scariest place to go, is if you're a West Ham fan.
No, we got a
But
draw.
I agree with you there. I'm gonna go over 2-1 Sunderland win.
Okay, another battle of the bees here. It's unfortunately it's not Brentford, so I couldn't really use my pun there, Ken. So you can't use the laughter button today. But it's Bournemouth and Burnley. Bournemouth, I like Bournemouth. Semedo. Burnley concede goals for fun. Burnley away. Can't see anything other than I'm gonna go 3-1 to Bournemouth.
I want to see Burnley pick up a win soon,
I don't.
and against a good Bournemouth team, it'd be a huge win for them. I'm gonna say 1-0 Burnley.
Yeah, but we can't have Burnley picking up points again. We got City at the weekend.
I know, but I want to see a Burnley win.
I don't.
Just purely for Enoch.
No, Will can suck one because Burnley are not winning. Okay. Spurs at home to Liverpool. Now we know they like to play well against Liverpool at home, and we know Liverpool aren't exactly pulling up trees this season. I think Thomas Frank's possibly got to. Well, he has. He's got to get a win here. I think the Spurs fans will turn on him more than they already have. So I'm going to go. 1-0 Spurs win. Unfortunately, hate to say it.
Yeah, I agree. Spurs, they need to get the fans and the fans back behind the club. They need the win, and I'm also going to say 1-0 to Spurs.
Wow, we agree on something for a change. That's the first.
That's
Okay.
twice this episode, actually.
Actually, yes, you're right, Kian. Well done. Sorry, I'm always being corrected by him. He does love a correction.
Yeah, because I'm always right, and for that, I deserve this. I'm grateful for everyone's support.
Okay, so that leads us on to the Leeds game. Yay, another pun!
Nah!
You love him, Kian.
It's truly hilarious. I don't know where he gets his comedic prowess from.
I was born with it, like Maybelline. Right, so it's Leeds and Palace. We would say two reasonably informed sides. Well, Palace are flying. Leeds are getting the points. You know, they win at home against Chelsea. Got a point against Liverpool. Leeds at home again. Ellen Road can be an amazing place when it's rocking, and also, like I said in the last podcast, can be a horrible place when it's rocking. I'm going to go 2-2. I think that's got lots of goals in this. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think he's on, 4 goals in 3 games or something silly like that. So, yeah, there's goals in this game. I'm going 2-2. You right there, Ken? You mind? Checking about joke?
No, sorry, I was looking at the fixture. Leeds Palace, yeah. I wasn't listening. Yeah, Ellen Road is a horrible place to go to. Ellen Road.
That's not nice. People from Yorkshire might hate you for saying that, Ken.
Ellen Road is a horrible place to go to for an opposition team. They're informed. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is playing well. Palace are a good team as well, but I'm going to go over 1-0 Leeds win.
Wow, that was very quick. Do you want to speak any quicker?
No.
Okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
Right, just one little thing. Well, actually, there's two things. One thing small and one thing big.
Oh. Why did you look at me when you said that?
Well, I was looking at the small thing. Right, now the childness is out of the way. I'll go with the small thing, kind of being that headbutt. Non-league football abandoned because one manager decided to headbutt the other, putting him in hospital.
What was it, Welling versus...
Potter's Bar, I believe.
Yeah, Welling, Potter's Bar. The manager's obviously not enjoying each other's company. The Welling manager, I believe it was the Welling manager.
Oh, I can't tell you.
I think it's the Welling manager. Headbutted the Potter's Bar manager. Potter's Bar manager ends up in hospital. The Welling manager rested, and the game postponed because of a scrap beforehand.
I would like to say we're not 100% sure on the correct order of the managers, so I won't want to put that out there that it was the Welling manager, but it was one of the Welling manager or the Potter's Bar manager. One of them was arrested, one of them was in hospital, and I can't believe that happened even before a match. So God knows what that was over. Maybe he took his parking spot. I don't know. Or had a better haircut. Who knows? Or maybe he was just wearing Stone Island. Hey, Kian.
Your daddy's bigger than my daddy.
Right, yeah, so the big one for us West Ham fans was obviously the passing of Big Bonzo, Big Billy Bonds.
Billy Bonds. Oh, Billy Bonds.
6'2", eyes of blue, Bonzo's coming for you, or something like that. Kian knows it better than me. He was there when I was singing it. I'm not very good at remembering chants. As you
Billy
probably know.
Bonds clap to me.
So yeah,
that tifo for him was.
It did look good on TV.
The whole day was a great tribute to him. It's a shame we couldn't get the win for him. But I think the tifo was brilliant. Interview beforehand. I can't remember which player they interviewed. One of his former teammates before the game. It was really powerful what he was saying about Billy Bonds, and of course the whole stage and chanting Billy Bonds' name, and then minutes applause before the game, applause at the 4th minute. I have to say, it's a shame to see him go, but the whole atmosphere of the day was uplifted in memory of him.
Yeah, so for once the club actually got something right, which is unusual for us to be able to say that. But yes, well done West Ham United for getting that. And I believe there's plenty of volunteers on there, the IWA, I think, and Hammers United, and among a few people there that were volunteering to help the club do that the day before. So well done to all the volunteers, and condolences to Billy's family. And we lost a leader, legend, and manager at West Ham. So after that sad news, we'll just move on. We will talk about some darts quickly. Obviously, the World's Championships have started. Luke Littler's already through. So we'll touch on a few talking points. I think the biggest shock at the minute so far, up until today, which is Monday, it's Kim Hybrecht's getting knocked out in the first round. I didn't see that coming. I thought he'd progress through. He wasn't going to win it, but I thought, it's a big name to go out this early on.
Another big shock as well. I don't know if you've got it down in your notes, but Vandenberg losing 3-0 to that
his debut guy. Can't remember
Scottish
his name.
man.
Yeah, he's on his debut.
Last
night.
Dimitri Vandenberg getting truly spanked by a Scottish debutant. I saw him post on Facebook before the game saying, you've made it when your name is on the Sky Sports description, and he's only gone and won as well. So fair play to him.
Well done. I'm sorry you don't remember your name. It's one of them things. Obviously, we've got something more to talk about. I joked on the last podcast that Stephen Bunting would go out in the second round. Last night, Kian, how close was he to going out in the first round?
To be honest, the first set, wow.
He went from OG to OD, didn't he?
Yeah. The first set, he was absolutely unreal. 119 average after the first set. He was absolutely cruising, playing some of the best darts I've ever seen him play, only for him to throw it all away. And luckily, he's managed to scrape himself over the finish line. But he needs to rewatch the performance and analyse what went wrong, because he
Mr. 9-dar.
Yeah, no. He was so good in that first set, and then and the second sort of go before the second break, but I don't know, he just dropped off afterwards. I don't know if it's a mental thing, the crowd getting to him. I know the crowd's in his favour, but he's mentioned the crowd getting to him before. Or maybe he just sort of, his darts just disintegrated after the break, but we'll see how he reacts in his next game.
It's Kumar, I think, in the next round, isn't it? Who qualified through?
Oh, is it Kumar?
I believe so. I might be wrong.
I don't care who wins that game then, because Kumar is an absolute legend, and Bunting's also a legend.
Like I said, I could be wrong. I haven't done my homework there. I should really have done it, but yeah, no.
What a player! What a player! The first Indian player to win at the Ali Pali. I'm pretty sure. And what a lovely man he is as well. Seeing him talking and the character that he is just a great person.
Talking of characters and darts, Paul Lim, 71 years old, and still playing at the top of his game. There's people in our local pub that are a little bit younger than him that would be liking to play at the speed, at the type of darts he's playing. So yeah, shout out to Paul Lim as well for qualifying.
Yeah, what an absolute player. He's been consistent for 5 decades, getting on the big stages, winning. He hit the first ever televised 9-dar at the World Championships. No, the first ever 9-dar at the World Championships, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
A nice bit of, I would say ball knowledge, but it's flight knowledge.
Long time ago that was. And to see him still playing at the highest level, making it to the second round at the Ali Pali at 71 years of age, playing great darts, playing better than most of us at home could. It's amazing.
Yes, that's true. Some interesting games tonight. I'll touch on one that I think is a standout, and that's Scott and Whitlock. Now, obviously, Whitlock used to be in the Premier League of darts. He's fallen away in the last few years, but I think that could be an interesting match tonight. I'm looking forward to that one. My man, I can never pronounce his name, so Kian will probably correct me here. It's Dirk van Dijvenbode. Did I get that one right for a change?
Dirk van Dijvenbode, yeah. Can I just say quickly before we move on to that one, how great a player Whitlock is, and Connor Scott as well. That's going to be a great matchup. They're two brilliant players on the big stage, and obviously Whitlock lost his tour card, and he'll be looking to get back out there. He's such a good player. From what I'm aware of, he's been playing well in his sort of
The Australian Premier League, I think he's played in. I think he won it, didn't he not?
Yeah, he's playing some really good darts, and hopefully we'll see him back with a tour card in no time.
That would be nice to see him back in. It's blast from the past when I was a little bit younger. He was one of the top players. Him, Wadey, they're all up there with.
Pretty sure he's my nan, your mum. I'm pretty sure it's her favourite.
The Wizard. I'm pretty sure she loved his beard and his ponytail. But yeah, so that's where we're at with the darts. Oh, talking of that, he died and he resurrected himself, and it's not Jesus. It's the Ali Pali Wasp.
Yeah.
We thought he'd had his life taken away from him early on in the week when he was flicked off the shirt. I can't remember who did it, but everybody was sort of slightly celebrating he disappeared, only to make a comeback on I think it was Kumar's hand when he was throwing a dart. In actual fact, so yeah, long live the Ali Pali Wasp.
Yeah, he died, dead and buried, and it was a true redemption story for him to come back. I heard he was telling his friend Moses about all his stories that he had at the Ali Pali. He resurrected, obviously, Judas, who flicked him off his shirt. He must have hated him. Came back on Kumar's hand, only for Kumar to be the newest Judas of the Ali Pali stage by killing the Ali Pali Wasp again as he fell about 30 centimetres to his death.
The dramatics there and the Bible story is amazing. So if you do not believe in Christianity, I do apologise for Keane's full-on Bible story there.
A man of true faith.
We'll move on. Okay, so new little thing I'm going to do this week on this week's podcast. We are going to talk through I'd say it's not a dream team. It's not an all-time 11. Keane's panicking because he's now got to get his phone out. We'll go through positions. We'll talk about which player we've picked and why we pick them. We won't go into too much detail. But I think as Keane's solely prepared, we'll let Keane start off first.
No, I think my dad should go first because I need to find it on my notes.
I thought you said you hadn't made any notes. Right, okay. Beans, I've been pushed forward again because I'm obviously so good. My pick for goalkeeper. Now, he was a legend when I was younger. I mean, he invented the starfish. His son's even played in the Premier League, and that has to be the great, the big Dane, Peter Schmeichel. The rosy cheeks, the big hands, and that starfish. He's an icon. He's amazing Premier League appearances, and I think he went on to play for City as well. So yeah, that's my pick. Peter Schmeichel is my goalkeeper. You want me to carry on, Ken, or are you going to do your goalkeeper?
Oh, I'm nearly ready.
You're nearly ready, guys.
Okay.
Please hold in there.
Down here. Right, so for my goalkeeper, I've also gone for Peter Schmeichel. The original Premier League goalkeeper, the one that we all remember. When you say great Premier League goalkeepers, you're instantly going to think Peter Schmeichel is one of them. He's just one of the best goalkeepers that the league's ever seen. He scored goals, he kept them out the net, and you could say he was ahead of his time as well. What an excellent player.
Now, Keane, do you want to work across the back, left to right, or right to left?
Let's go right to left.
Right. So, okay, my right back. I really struggled with this one because I wasn't picking Gary Neville. I can't stand him. So I've gone with a little bit of a more modern player, and Liverpool fans are going to love me for this one, but I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold. The boy could do everything. He's got a touch, he's got pace, he could beat players, he could score goals, he could cross the ball. So for me, my right back in my all-time 11 is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Well, for my right back, you're going to hate me, I've gone with Gary Neville.
Ugh.
You know, he wasn't flashy, but tactically he was elite, and he was always consistent. He faced some of the best wingers, arguably in Premier League history, during the time period that he was playing. I suppose. And for nearly 2 decades, he had them shut down. So that's why he gained his spot in my best 11.
I wouldn't say he had them shut down. I think Fergie had the refs shut him down. No one scored against City.
No.
Anyway, we'll do both centre-backs together because it's easier. I've gone with arguably 2 legends of the Premier League at the back in Master John Terry of Chelsea and Nemanja Vidic of Manchester United. Now, Vidic, he was unbelievable in his day. Him and Ferdinand, they're the rocks at the back for United. I don't think United have had a defender play as well as Vidic since Vidic left, to be honest. So Vidic is mine, and John Terry again. You know what they call him, Captain Leader Legend, Leader and Legend at Chelsea. So this is the only man I know who can stop a game of Premier League football to have a guard of honour, so he can come off the field. That was an interesting one on me, and then to come out and lift the Champions League trophy in a suit because he was suspended for the final. But he's there for me. Him and Vidic are my two centre back partners.
Right, my two centre back partners, the wife snatcher, John Terry, and Rio Ferdinand.
He's gone with the other half of my defence.
Yeah, so John Terry, you know, one of the hardest men you've probably seen play in more recent times.
I was going to say, you've heard of Vinnie Jones, yeah?
Yeah.
Hardman. Just checking.
Yeah. He was a great leader. He was a great leader. He had great aerial ability, and he was probably one of the best defensive organisers the world has ever seen.
Keane, did you write this or did you Wikipedia this? Because I'm a bit concerned with some of your punctuation here and the way you're speaking.
I've got it on my notes.
Okay, I'll let you off because the way you're reading that, then you did sound like you're reading off Wikipedia.
And then for my centre back, obviously my other centre back, Rio Ferdinand. He brought the ball playing centre back role to the Premier League mainstream. It wasn't really the biggest thing before his time, and he brought a new way of playing. And he could defend high lines very well. He was fast enough to keep up with strikers, and he went sort of against that. Obviously, he was strong, but he went against the norm at the time of just rock solid people having to play at the back. He brought the ball playing, as I said, and speed to a defence.
That's true, and he also used to play for West Ham, so it's a bonus for him. Left back, Arsenal fans are going to hate me here. Ashley Cole. What a player Ashley Cole was. I don't care who you say. There is no better left back in the Premier League history than Ashley Cole. The boy could do everything. I mean, he could run, he could defend. He was an international for England at the time when England were really nothing special, and he was quality. So Ashley Cole for me takes my left back spot. And the look you've just given me, Kian, I'm guessing you've said the same.
My left back spot goes to Ashley Cole. Probably one of the hardest to beat one-on-one players in Premier League history. Just great dueling, great strength, and his ability to win the ball was unmatchable, really. And he had to do this against players like Pete Ronaldo, one of probably the greatest of all time behind Messi, in his peak sort of age-wise, and Ashley Cole had him completely shut down during his time in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Right, well, I've gone with a 5 in midfield, so I don't know what you've gone with here,
I've gone
Kian.
for a 3.
He's gone for a 3. Right, well, I'm going to go through mine, my 5. I'll just start right to left like we did with defenders, and there is no better right midfielder in the Premier League history than Sir David Beckham. I mean, the boy wonder. He was free kick maestro, hairdresser, pop star lover. He was the modern footballer before modern footballers were like they are today. You know, his free kicks, his England free kicks, his Man United free kicks. He had it all. He went on to Real Madrid. You know, you don't go to Real Madrid unless you're a good player. Sir David Beckham, for me, at right midfield. I don't know if you want to interrupt with a midfielder there, Kian, or do you want me to go down?
So I've gone for a 3 in midfield, so obviously a DM and 2 central midfielders. The defensive midfielder that I've chosen, Patrice Evra. Patrice Evra.
Wow.
Patrice Evra.
Patrice Evra. Do you mean
Patrick Vieira?
I was going to say, because one of them's a defender.
What have I said? Patrice Evra. Bloody hell. Patrick Vieira. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad player for Arsenal, was he?
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira.
Patrick Vieira. Defensive midfield. He was all round technically, strength wise, defensively going forward. A good all round player, and he incorporated intimidation as well. He was scary. Not so much now. You've heard him talk in interviews. He's not very scary now, but he was one of the greatest players, and you could argue that he defined the Arsenal invincible era.
He kind of brings me up a memory of the tunnel bust up with him and Roy Keane. Now, could you imagine that nowadays? Having a bust up in a tunnel like that, Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira. Well, you touched on DM there, Kim. Well, I'm going to have to bring one up here who I think is a new legend and will continue to be a legend. And I said it before, he'll be an England captain. That's Declan Rice. I mean, that kid is unstoppable at the minute. He is quality. Um, what he touches, it's like Midas. Whatever he touches turns to gold. Hopefully, not Arsenal's title reign. You know, don't or title race. Sorry, not reign. But yeah, for me, I've got Declan Rice as a DM. So I'll just touch on one more midfield if you don't mind, because I know you've only got three. So if I just chuck one more in there, then you can roll on with your second one, Ken. Steven Gerrard, Slippy G, Thunderbolt King. He cost us the FA Cup, but yeah, Steven Gerrard's in there for me as he could score goals, he could defend, he was a leader, you know, and at a time when Liverpool needed someone like him to lead them to a Premier League title, which he failed to do. But yeah, he is in there for me as a midfielder.
Okay, so I said this is a 4-3-3. It's more of a 4-3-1-2, if you'd like. So I'm going to take you through my last two central midfielders.
You know it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, Kim, when you count, yeah?
Yeah, my last two central midfielders, I've gone for Frank Lampard
Frank.
and
Frank.
Steven Gerrard. Two players who are unbeatable but just couldn't play together.
For England.
For
obviously.
England. Oh, yeah.
They never played together in the Premier League.
Frank Lampard, one of the most productive midfielders in modern memory. And then Stevie G, just an absolute nutcase. The one-man midfield. And he dragged teams through matches.
Wikipedia this, guys.
He dragged teams through matches with sheer will, athleticism, and a big moment of brilliance. And this isn't Wikipedia. This is quite clearly my note.
Which he's copied off Wikipedia.
Why would I copy them off Wikipedia?
I don't know, but you've written that so well, Ken. You must be an A-star in English literature or whatever. Is it English literature?
I am. Top set English.
Top set English. Well done.
I've even got my my special mentions at the bottom there.
Oh, well done. Like I said, I've got a 5 in midfield, so I'm going to just do another 2. Because you've done 2 in a row there. Well, you should have done 1. I've gone with another Man United player in midfield, and it's not Roy Keane. Paul Scholes. The man was unstoppable at times. The little ginger git, you want to call him at the time. If you don't support Man United, you know, he could score goals. He did it for England, but he did it all in the background. He was like the unsung hero at Man United alongside the Beckhams, the Giggses and the Keanes.
And he likes to suck toes as well.
Well, I do believe that's so. And he's a really good dad as well. His little boy is autistic and he looks after him really, really well. But that has nothing to do with football. And the reason he's there for me for football is because of his goals, because of his brilliance, and because he did it without any, he didn't want the attention. Or, well, I say he didn't want it. He maybe did, but for me, he didn't. He did it in the background and without all the big razzmatazz. And while we're on big razzmatazz, I have picked yet another Man United midfielder. Tell me I didn't grow up in the 90s, huh? Ryan Giggs. That left foot of his, what a left foot. I think he's played, other than Gareth Barry, I think he's the second most appearances in the Premier League, in Premier League history. But for me, that makes up my midfield of, Declan Rice holding, Beckham and Giggs left and right wing, or right and left wing, and then 2 midfielders is Scholes and Gerrard for the goals. So that leads us on now to the striker or strikers. In your case, Ken?
My attacking midfielder.
Oh,
and then
number 10.
So my attacking midfielder, he's played here in his career, but it wasn't his main position. Cristiano Ronaldo. His peak in the Premier League, he was unstoppable. He was fast. He had skill. He was good in the air. And, of course, he won a Ballon d'Or in his time at the league.
Only because he was at Real Madrid, and all Real Madrid players have to win a Ballon d'Or.
He won a Ballon d'Or at United.
Did he really? I thought it was once at Real Madrid.
Let's get this up. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we've got a challenge on, guys. Because we all know that if you play for Real Madrid and you're in the top ranking for a Ballon d'Or and you don't win it, you get to sulk and not turn up. No names mentioned. We know who you are.
Cristiano Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or in 2008 at United.
Oh, well done, Kian. I didn't know that. I thought it was while he was at Real Madrid. A lesson learnt there. Being schooled by Wikipedia boy here.
He's just jealous. Anyway, it's your turn for one player.
Well, I've only got one player left, so...
okay. So
I was going to let you do one more and then I'll do mine.
Okay, one of my strikers, I've picked Alan Shearer, you know, what a surprise to have him in there. Just one of the best Premier League strikers of all time. He was unreal. Yeah, one of the best Premier League one of the best Premier League strikers of all time. The top scorer. He was powerful, relentless, and deadly. He did it with service and without service.
So was he better at Newcastle or was he better at Blackburn? Big question for you, Kian.
For Alice's sake, I'm going to say he's better at Newcastle.
Yeah, we all know he's a homeboy, isn't he? Back at Newcastle, but yeah, the SAS, the Shearer and Sutton era at Blackburn, well, and they won the Premier League. I think it was 92 or 90, no, 93, I think they won it. But again, probably be corrected here by Wikipedia boy. So I was...
Wikipedia boy.
Yes, your new name. I wrote down two names because I couldn't make my mind up, so my mind has now been made up by Kian. And I'm going to have to go with Thierry Henry. I know, he could do everything. And he was bought by Arsene Wenger to Arsenal as a right winger from Juventus, I believe it was, who thought there wasn't going to be much in him. And, yeah, well, we all know the rest, guys, don't we? You know, phenomenal for Arsenal. Amount of goals he's scored in that invincible season as well. So, for me, I'm going to have to go with the Arsenal legend, Thierry Henry, as my striker.
And my second striker is the Arsenal legend.
Oh, you just can't write this stuff.
Thierry Henry. You know, the Premier League's most complete forward is pace, creativity, finishing, and elegance. And it completely redefined what a Premier League striker could be.
Yeah, so...
And, wait, have you got something to say about that quickly?
No, go on, you go.
Okay, so I want to mention some players that unluckily couldn't get in my team.
That's what I was about to mention, unlucky players that we've probably missed out. So I'll let you go, Kian.
The list of players I've made that didn't make it into this team, I've gone with Roy Keane, Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah,
okay.
Eden Hazard, Wayne Rooney.
Yes, you know, Rooney, England's top goal scorer.
Vincent Kompany.
What a player.
And Dennis Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp, the man that couldn't fly.
Yeah. Sorry he didn't make it into my squad this time, lads.
But you've also forgotten, as a certain Chelsea striker you may have missed off your list that liked to fall over a lot, Didier Drogba. What a player he was.
Yeah.
You know.
And of course, one of the goalkeepers we missed out, one of the best in modern times, Roberto.
What a player he was for West Ham.
I can't believe we've missed him out.
Yeah. Oh my God, Roberto was safe hands at West Ham. He was incredible.
You know, he couldn't keep anything out the net, and that's exactly what you want for a keeper. He had the most buttery fingers I've ever seen. You know, poppadom wrists. It was just unreal. One of the most exciting goalkeepers to watch.
So you could say we had Slippy G and Sloppy B.
Oh, whoa! I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Pause. Sloppy B.
Talking of goalkeepers, Kian, that we've missed off our list. Our namesakes. David Seaman.
Oh, well, I guess you could say...
I thought you might put him in.
You've got Sloppy B. David Seaman could be Sloppy Seconds.
Way, well done, Kian. That's so
funny. But yeah, seriously, David Seaman, a great keeper. Just a shame that he couldn't save anything that went above his head.
You know, we've also got to throw in there, we're talking about players we missed out. You know, Tony Adams, Nigel Winterburn, Steve
I'm Tony
Bowles.
Adams' son.
Oh.
You know, have you ever seen that video?
No.
No, it's a video, and it's he prank this kid prank calls Gary Neville, and he goes, "How'd you get my number?" "I'm Tony Adams' son." Tony Adams' son. Yeah, it's so funny.
Well, I'll just believe you on that one, King, because my social media skills aren't that. Please do not get it out and put it on your phone. I'm not that interested. Obviously, shout out to all the other players we've probably missed out and haven't then added onto our list, but these are our list. So we're going to end it here, guys. I'm going to end it before he gets his phone out with this bloody video. Thank you for listening. Oh, hang on, no. Go on.
John, who the fuck's got my number? And I'll let you off, mate, because this is the first time your number's come up. Yeah, I really don't have a clue. Some kid who goes to Millfield School. Right, who the fuck have you got my number off? Huh? This kid? Yeah. Where's the connection back to me? I literally have...
Oh, where is it?
You better find out, John, because I'm going to give you another please if you not found out for me in the next hour. In the next hour? I'll ring you in the next hour, John. Yeah. Right? You're going to tell me who started passing my number around your school. Okay, yeah. I didn't talk now, yeah? Tony Adams' son. Who the fuck are you? Alright, I'm John.
Tony Adams' son.
Okay, right, I get it now.
Yeah, sorry.
So
That
I'm
dragged
glad.
on a bit.
Yeah, I think the Chipmunks ended up speed videoing it for you. So, but before we go anywhere though, we do like to touch on something here,
Oh.
and it's not
I
big and
hope it's
hard.
nothing. I hope it's nothing strange.
Well, it's a bit strange. It's the Route One Brampton podcast. We're a bit behind at the moment, aren't we?
Are we?
You know, I don't know. The last person I heard from was Joe, and I'm sorry, Joe, but fuck me, you're boring.
Joe's not boring. Joe let out one of the best.
He's an Arsenal
Joe let
fan.
out one of the best episodes on the Route One podcast with his comments about obsolete strikers.
wasn't that
in
Alistair?
response to Alistair?
Yeah.
And yeah, some good comments by Joe, but of course, some new faces coming on to the podcast.
We look forward to that. Who have you got on next? Do you know?
Probably Roan's going to be on,
Okay.
and also I'm looking at getting Luke Littler and John Cena on as well.
John Cena. Now, I don't know who John Cena is. I haven't seen him before, so I don't know who that is. I hear all day, guys.
For who didn't get the joke, is because John Cena's catchphrase is, "You can't see me," and he's made the really original joke that no one's ever heard before, that he can't see John Cena.
Well, I've never heard of him. No one can see him. Right.
Oh yeah, it's finally the second time.
Okay, that's why I'm not making it funny. I'm just saying. Okay, Ian. Okay, guys, that ends our podcast. If you've made it this far with our banner today and our mistakes and everything, we look forward to you on episode 3 in a week's time.
And
don't forget to like us or follow us or whatever it is. I'm not really good with this, but Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from, it's available there. And don't forget, you can get the same from the same. You can get the Route 1 Brampton podcast when he can be bothered to do one next.
I'm not going to do one, mate. You do one.
I don't want to do a Brampton one. I don't know nothing about
You
Brampton.
do one, you little prat.
Maybe I'll get Alistair on because Alistair loves me.
He should do one, shouldn't he?
Right, guys.
Wanker.
Thank you very much.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.